Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly and this is KelCav Beauty. Here I talk about all things beauty, makeup, and lifestyle. I upload new videos every Sunday at 12 Eastern Standard Time, and you can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at KelCav Beauty. Today we are going to be doing a wrap-up of all of the items that I received in my IPSY and my BoxyCharms the last 3 months. Now, I know that seems like a long period of time, but because I only upload videos every week, I didn't really want to commit one video a month to just IPSY and BoxyCharm. So I thought instead I would do a quarterly review, show you all some of the products. Now, I'm not going to have time to show everything, but I want to show some of the standout products, and the look that I have on today is just about, with a couple of exceptions, just about everything that I received in my IPSY and my BoxyCharm over the last 3 months. Now, if you are not familiar with IPSY and BoxyCharm, they are both makeup subscription services. I did a video a couple of months ago on a look that I did with some of my IPSY products. I'll go ahead and I'll put that up above here if you'd like to check that out. And I explained a little bit about what IPSY is. BoxyCharm is about the same thing. The big difference between the two services, with IPSY, you get sample sizes. You also don't pay as much monthly. I will post the monthly subscriptions down below. I can't remember exactly how much each one is. IPSY does cost a little bit less, and you're going to be getting sample sizes of different makeup products. Whereas with BoxyCharm, you are getting full-size products. Now, one of the first things I want to show you all is my bags that I received from IPSY. So one of the things I really like about my monthly IPSY is the makeup comes in these cute little makeup bags. So let me show you the ones that I got. I'm reviewing what I received October, November, and December. So really the fourth quarter of this year. Here's the bag that I got in October. So remember, October, Halloween month. So that was the front of it. Look at the back. Your magic. This was probably my favorite bag of the 3 that I got. This is just adorable. I really liked this bag a lot. Okay, that was October. This was the November bag. This one is very nice, also very classy looking. You know, I would probably put this in my pocketbook and bring that to work with me. I really like that. I'll admit, guys, though, the December bag, probably not one of my favorites. This is the December bag. It's kind of a fuzzy pink outing. I'll probably give that one away to somebody. This is just not really my style. I like the color, don't get me wrong. I do like that color, but I just, compared to those other two, this was not my favorite bag. So that's one of the things I also like about IPSY is they come in these cute little bags. Let's get into what I'm wearing today. What did I receive in these boxes and my IPSY bags over the last 3 months that I'm actually wearing? Well, it starts with my moisturizer, actually, some of my skincare. This is the moisturizer that I'm wearing. This is from, now this is really small writing. I should have brought my readers down with me, but it looks like it says First Aid Beauty, and it's their Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. This was a really nice moisturizer. I just need a tiny bit of this. And of course, we know it's very dry weather right now. So I think this is a great moisturizer. If you're looking for something to help with the dry winter skin, you know, maybe getting the larger size of this may be a good idea. So that's the first thing I put on. That, by the way, came in my IPSY bag. Now, a BoxyCharm product that I got that I'm also wearing is this one. I wore this today as my primer. And this is from Elemis. It's their Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. So it said that you could use this as either a moisturizer or a primer. So since I already had a moisturizer, I used this as a primer. I liked this okay. When I first put it on, it gave a little bit of glow to the skin. However, maybe just a few seconds after I put it on, it started to kind of flake a little bit. I don't know if it has some type of an exfoliating agent in it that was getting rid of some of my dry skin, but I basically had to take a washcloth and kind of pat it so that that came off a little bit. I'm going to play around with this a little bit more because I did like the look that this gave me as a primer, but I don't know about that flaking. We'll just have to see if that keeps happening. So I'll do a follow-up on that. I'll keep playing around with that. That was my primer. Now, something I had never tried before that came in one of the IPSY bags was a corrector. And this is from Jekka Black. Never heard of that brand. Jekka Black Liquid Corrector 2.0. And you use this as an under eye corrector. Let me show you all. I hope this will show up the color that it is. Let me swatch that on my hand. It's got, oh yeah, you can really see that. So it's a corrector to kind of help correct those dark circles, which you all know that is a problem that I've got. I've never tried a corrector before. I'll be honest, I don't know that I really noticed a difference with this. I just tried it today for the first time, I'll admit that. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more. I really didn't notice a big difference, but I might just have to play around with how much I use, how I apply it. This morning I just applied it with my pinky, so maybe I'll have better luck applying it with a brush. Verdict is still out on this one, but again, guys, this was something I'd never tried before, was a corrector. So these bags introduced me to new products that maybe I wouldn't have thought of trying before. So that was the corrector. I did also receive a concealer in one of my IPSY bags, and this is actually one that I already have. It's a smaller version, obviously, but this is that IT Bye Bye Under Eyes. Guys, if you remember, this was my favorite high-end concealer for 2020. So I was pretty excited when I got a small compact version of this. This is in a lighter shade than the one I already have. This one is light fair. The other one that I use is just fair. So really liked this one, especially right now where my skin is a little bit paler. I feel like an even lighter concealer is going to help a lot with disguising those bags under my eyes. So pretty excited when I got this one. The foundation that I got in one of my bags, again, this was in IPSY, and it's this foundation right here. So again, a sample size. But this is from the brand, I'm going to try to pronounce this, IPSY. By the way, guys, I am going to go ahead and post everything below that I'm showing you guys in this video. So if I didn't pronounce it right, you can see the correct spelling below. But it's the IPSY Skin Base Foundation in the shade 4.5. And I got 0.23 fluid ounces of this. Normally with a foundation, you get 1 fluid ounce. So this is about 1/4 of the size. So when I first put this foundation on, I didn't really like it that much. But I'll tell you one of the reasons why was my application method. And I used a sponge that I had received in another one of my BoxyCharm boxes during this quarter. Now, I apologize, the sponge is dirty because I used it this morning to try to apply this with. This sponge is from Makeup Drop, and it's just called their blending sponge. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you all if there's something I didn't like out of these boxes. Here's the first one. I really did not like this sponge. If you notice on the back, it's got a little silicone pad. I don't know if that's so you can lay it down or to make it easier to hold, but I did not like the way this was shaped and trying to apply this foundation with it. I really prefer my Real Techniques blending sponge for that. But even on top of that, the sponge did not end up being the best way to apply this foundation. So I did my first layer of foundation with that sponge, but again, had a horrible time. So went back with a little bit more and blended that in with one of my foundation brushes. Liked that technique a lot better. But now I did find this is a very thick consistency. So the way that I ended up doing this was I used my brush and then I went back in with my Real Technique sponge and just patted that in a little bit. Now, I still was not real crazy about the look of it at first. But guys, I noticed that by the time my makeup had set, I'd applied everything, I really liked it. So I don't know if it just takes this foundation a little while to kind of melt into my skin, just kind of warm up a little bit. But the longer that I had it on and the more things that I put on, I've really ended up liking this foundation a lot. Depending, I'm going to keep playing with this. I want to do a wear test. I don't know what the longevity is on this throughout the day. So I'm going to do a wear test on this and find out if this has good long wear on it, though. I may end up ordering this one. I do like the look of it. I think it gives a nice luminosity to my skin. So that was the foundation. Then I used for my powder, one that I got in my BoxyCharm. And this is from the brand Ofra. Hadn't really heard of them before. And this is a banana powder. Another product I'd never used before. Let me show this to you all. So as you can see, it's named correctly. It's definitely a banana color. But guess what? Not only does it have that name, it's got a banana scent to it. Now it's very subtle. And I know you might be thinking, why do I want to smell banana? This is actually a really nice scent. It's very subtle, but it's really nice. I like that. But anyway, I did use this. This is the first time I've ever used a yellow toned powder before. Now, again, you all, I don't use a lot of powder. I just powdered my nose, powdered a little bit in my pore area here, and I really like the way this looks. You would think, you'd be a little worried thinking, is that going to give a yellow tone to my skin? It doesn't. It's really more of a brightening effect than it is a yellowing effect. So I really like that. I'm going to start adding this banana powder to my makeup rotation. I really like the look of that. Now, something that I tend to do after I have done a lot of my base work is lots of times, and I know I've talked about dealing with this right now, I'm dealing with some dry, chapped lips. So while I'm putting on the rest of my products, I like to put on like a balm or a lip gloss or something to put some moisture on my lips. Well, I was very lucky. In my IPSY bag, I got this lip balm. And this is from Lasting Smiles, and it's peppermint cream scented. This has got a really nice scent and flavor to it. So once I'd applied all my foundation and my powder, I put on some of that to help put some moisture back on my lips. And I really like that. That's going to be going in my nightstand. You all would be amazed at all the lip balms I have in my nightstand. It's a problem. Now let's get into what I started to use for some coloring. You know, I've got my base in now. What did I use to start putting in some color? Well, I got in one of my BoxyCharms this face palette. And this is from Real Her. I've received some products from them before in my boxes. Real Her, and it's called the Ultimate Glow Getter Cheek Trio. Let me show you what all comes in this. Look at that, you all. That's beautiful. To get that in a box, this right here pays for that BoxyCharm box, by the way. So I've got a really nice bronzer here, and then a highlighter, and then a blush. I am wearing all three of these today. Let me show you guys what that looks like. Gives a really nice, pretty look to the face. You know, that blush looks very light, but it gives a really pretty peachy pink tone to those cheeks. I was a little nervous about that bronzer. It's darker than most of the bronzers that I wear. So let me show you how I applied that, both that and the highlighter. I also got some brushes with my BoxyCharms, or no, maybe IPSY. One of them, I got a couple of brushes. First one I got is this big brush right here that's called a Perfect 10. So what I did is if I've got a bronzer that's a little darker than I think I'm gonna really need, I'll use a big brush to apply that. That way, it's not so concentrated like when I use those angled brushes. It's not so concentrated, and I'm not gonna have quite as much product on there. So I just barely tapped into that bronzer. I did tap it off a little bit, and then I went into the high points of my cheek with that. Really like this brush a lot. Then for the highlighter, what I used to apply that, I got another brush, again, with either IPSY or BoxyCharm. I really can't remember which one. I got this one, and this is from the brand BoxyCharm. I don't know if I said that right. That sounded good though, didn't it? BoxyCharm, and it's their tapered highlighting brush. I don't always use brushes with a tip like that for highlighter. I kind of prefer more of a fan brush, but this did work well. I, again, dipped into that, put it on the high points of my cheeks here, a little down my nose, a little on my Cupid's bow, and I felt this applied very nicely. But these are both beautiful brushes that I received in those boxes this month, along with that face palette. Let's move into another product that I was not as crazy about. It is this one from Benefit, and it is their Gimme Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. Let me show you guys what this looks like. By the way, I have this in the shade 2, which is Warm Golden Blonde. You would think that would probably be a little bit too light right now, especially where I don't have any lighter highlights in my hair. I've let my hair go a little darker for the winter. But this actually, well, let me say the color worked out okay. Here's the little bottle. I really didn't like this product, you all. First of all, let me show you the applicator. It's this little brush. And I find that it's very clumping. You know, I tried to start combing that through my eyebrows and it would just clump up and I'd have these big dark spots in my eyebrows. I did my best to try to brush this through. I did end up going back in with my Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil to do a little fill-in work with it, which is probably how you're supposed to use this. This is really just a gel. I really didn't like this very much. I think that for me, I much prefer a pencil to put my color, but then my gel, I like a clear gel. So this is, but here's what I'm happy about. I didn't, you know, again, this was in my IPSY bag. That was just part of my subscription. I could have, if I wanted to try this, gone and paid full price and got the big one of this, realized I didn't like it, and then I'm stuck with a product that I don't like. Instead, I get to try new things out. Whether they work or not, you know, I'm not out that much money. So even though this was a fail for me, at least it wasn't something that I spent extra money on. All right, so that was a fail column, but it's okay because we're redeemed with this next product, you all. The eye palette that I'm wearing today is by Natasha Denona. I know. Can you believe that this was in one of the boxes? You all, these palettes are not cheap. This right here would pay for probably both the IPSY and the BoxyCharm cost. This is a nice palette. These Natasha Denona, now it is a mini palette, obviously. This isn't as big as like my Glam palette, but look at how much product you get. Let me open this up and show you all. These are really large pan sizes. Now, I do believe that this was done especially for BoxyCharm. This did come in one of my BoxyCharms, and this was something that Natasha Denona did just for BoxyCharm. So how lucky am I that, luckily, I do subscribe to BoxyCharm, and I was able to get this. This is called the Peak Palette. It is, again, what I'm wearing today. Let me show you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing every color except for this red one. Now, I have done a look with that red one. I like it. I just decided to go with the more neutral look for this video. You all, this is a beautiful palette. I probably would have paid full price for this. If I had seen these colors out, you know, on Sephora's site or when I was shopping at, at Sephora, I would have paid full price for this. This is a beautiful little palette right here. And it came in my BoxyCharm. There were several, during this quarter, there were a lot of eye palettes. I think I counted up, I had about 4 or 5 of them, so I had to narrow it down. By the way, I'm going to be doing an honorable mention toward the end of this video. I'll show you one of the other palettes that I got in my last BoxyCharm. You're going to be blown away. So don't leave yet. You'll want to see what this other palette was that I got. Before I move into my lips, let me show you one other thing that I got with one of my BoxyCharms, and it was this setting spray. Now, I don't believe I've really talked about setting sprays yet. We will be in a future video talking about some different things that I use to make my makeup last throughout the day. I am a big lover of setting sprays. This one is the Tarte Maracuja Miracle Mist Setting Spray. This is a really nice setting spray. The applicator on it, you almost think it's going to be like an aerosol, but it actually applies more like a pump. I put that all over my face. I do that after I've applied everything. I usually do that before lipstick though. Lipstick, you guys, I've talked about. I usually put that on in the car on my way to work. But that's the setting spray. Tarte is a good high-end brand. This was a really nice product to get in BoxyCharm. Last thing, my lips. What am I wearing on my lips? The first thing I'm wearing is this lipstick. This is from the brand Lottie London, and it's their Slay All Day Long Wear Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade So Good. This is a beautiful, kind of a raspberry, cranberry-ish color. Lottie is not a brand you can find very easily. I have seen it at Target a couple of times, but they don't carry all of their stuff. I've seen some of their eye palettes there before. I actually have one of their eye palettes I really like a lot. But this is a really nice liquid lipstick. It's not too drying, but I did need to put a gloss on over it. So let me show you what I'm wearing for that. This also came in an IPSY bag, and this is another Pixie product. Now, I don't know what the actual name of this is. It's a gloss. I'll have these all listed below, but it's a gloss in the shade Sheer Rose. So I put that on in the center. This is a really pretty lip gloss. Again, this is a sample size, but look at how much you get in that. So really pleased with that. So you all, that's what created this look today. Let me go ahead and let me show you the eyes again. Give you an idea what that looks like. Just a really pretty neutral look. For 3 months worth of products that I could put together this face, and I had some other products that I wanted to show you all. Couple, maybe 2 or 3 more things that I just wasn't able to get applied today, but I think they're worth showing because they're really nice products that I think, you know, some of you might think, wow, if I didn't know that was in there, I think I need to maybe subscribe to this. Now, I mentioned to you all that there were a lot of eye palettes that I got these last 3 months, mainly in the BoxyCharm ones. But look at this one that I got this last month. I could not believe it when I opened my box, my BoxyCharm, and this was in there. This is from the brand Huda Beauty. And if you're familiar, Huda Beauty is a good high-end brand, and they make some beautiful eye palettes. And I'm pretty excited about this. Really, I think this is the first Huda product I've got. I've never tried anything by them, but let me show you. By the way, the name of this is Ruby Obsessions. I mean, look at that packaging. It's beautiful. It is cardboard, but beautiful design there. Let me show you these colors, though. When I opened this, I mean, I just was like, again, this right here is the value of that BoxyCharm, probably even more. These palettes, I think, go for about $29. I'll post below if I'm wrong on that, but I believe they go for $29. But look at those colors. I mean, they are going to be beautiful, especially for this time of year where we're looking a little bit more pale. We need to add a little bit more color to the face. I can't wait to try these out. I may even wear this in my next Get Ready With Me. We'll see. I think that I'm going to have to play with this very soon. I really wanted to use that Natasha Denona palette in the video today. So that was one of the eye palettes that I got. Then here's another thing that I got in my last BoxyCharm that I couldn't get over. A MAC lipstick. Never got a MAC lipstick in one of these boxes. You all, these do retail. I know for a fact. These retail for $19. Beautiful, beautiful lipstick. It's one of their bullet lipsticks. And this is in the shade, let me see here, Chili. Let me show you this color. I'm really excited about this color. It's just really pretty. It's almost like an orangey. Let me do a swatch on my hand because I kind of want to remember what this looked like. Oh, it's gorgeous, you all. It's like an orange color, orange tan, brownish maybe. I have tried this on already. I haven't really worn it with anything yet, but I'm looking forward to playing with this a little bit more. This is going to be a really good winter lipstick, I believe. So that was another really nice surprise in my last BoxyCharm. One other thing I wanted to show you that I really liked a lot also was one of the highlighters that I received. This again was in a BoxyCharm, one of the BoxyCharms in this quarter, and it's from the brand Koki Soft Glow Highlighter. Let me go ahead and open this up. The packaging of this is really pretty. It's in a nice, pretty gold packaging. By the way, the name of this highlighter is Heavenly. How nice, Heavenly. Okay, so let me open this up and let me show you what this looks like. It's a goldish highlight. Let me swatch it for you. Oh, and the formula is so satiny smooth, almost again like butter. But there it is right there. You all, that is beautiful. Let me do a swatch. Let me swatch that on my hand and really show you all. Look at that. Hopefully that's showing up good. I mean, that is just a beautiful gold highlight. I'm looking forward to wearing that one. And you all, I believe that finishes it up. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd love it if you gave it a big thumbs up down below and consider subscribing to my channel. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye-bye.